In the future, women don't need makeup for beauty, just a few drops of eye drops in the eyes, and you'll stay young forever. In the future, men and women will no longer be equal. Wealthy women will live in a beautiful daughterland. They have no worries about food and clothing. They have high technology everywhere. They are isolated from the world. They never have any contact with the outside world. While the poor men and women live in a rundown city, a penny of sugar is a luxury for them. The men have no basic financial resources, only by providing fuel for the daughters' carts in return for revenue. Soon after, a concept car arrives slowly. It just so happens that today there is a seed caretaker on board. Usually the car is empty to receive fuel, so they were surprised to see each other. The fuel was loaded into the car and the door was closed. The caretaker then continued with his short video, but then the fuel drum was suddenly opened. A young man climbs out. The caretaker made a warning to blow the whistle. The young man rushed to explain that he was not going to hurt him. He was just hiding in the head house from the bad guys. He said he could get out now. The carer rushes to call the smart steward to open the door, but the car is going too fast for him to jump out. He wants the carer to stop the car, but the caretaker says the car is on autopilot. It will only slow down when it reaches the daughters. There was no choice. He had no choice but to get off when he reached the daughters. Then, he took off his soaking wet clothes. Then he took out white wine to warm himself up. The care worker asked him what he was drinking. He explained that it was a drink he had made. When he drinks it, it warms his body. The caregiver picks up a glass and asks him to share some. Without hesitation, he poured him a few drops. He took a mouthful but coughed straight away. Soon after, he became intoxicated. He even started to talk to the boy as a brother. He said he was a seed care worker, a technician who goes to the daughters to train the next generation, a job that he was very proud of. The young man listened with great interest. He gave him an envious look. Then he poured another glass for the caregiver, but the caregiver took a sip straight from his mouth. The next thing he knew, he was crushing his smart ring. Then he shouted out. Then he told the smart butler to open the car door. This scared the boy silly on the spot. The concept car then drove to the daughters. The guy changed into his caregiver's clothes. It was obvious. He was trying to pass himself off as a care worker. The security guard asked him where his ring had gone. He explained that he had accidentally lost it. Luckily, the guard didn't suspect anything. Then, he was given a welcome. At that moment a woman arrived on a bicycle. She had come to take the caretaker into the daughters. The receptionist was so beautiful. The boy's heart was about to explode. Then they entered the land of the daughters. Not only were they welcomed by the women, the mayor himself received him. Then the assistant brought him an apple. Puzzled, he took a bite. But just as he was about to continue eating it, the mayor's expression changed. He was afraid of revealing his identity. He quickly put it back on the plate. Then the mayor took a bite. It turned out to be a kind of welcome for them. Then they wanted to give the boy a room to rest in, but he said he wasn't tired. He could work right now. Seeing how enthusiastic he was, the assistant had to take him to the lounge to relax. It turned out that there were other caregivers here, but he didn't really care, because all he wanted to do at the moment was work. He was then taken to a room, and just as the boy was looking forward to his next wonderful moment, suddenly an older woman came out.